the wake of Tesla's impending entry into India, there might be certain ramifications with regards to US's tariff policy as well as India's own EV policy. My colleague Puneet is joining us to bring us more details on this.
Well, thanks for that. So it's one of the biggest updates that's coming out according to certain reports is that US is actually eyeing a zero tariff from India on import of cars currently from these foreign automakers, and that's a big step coming into this particular update. Apart from that, if you give some context, India currently taxes 110% import duty on the cost of the car to import it into India. That is what US is asking to be reduced to 0%, and that's a big statement coming in. Apart from that, Trump has warned of reciprocal tariffs coming in against India's auto exports to the USA as well. Currently, India has mentioned that it is reluctant to consider immediately bring down such a big relief on these on the import duty of the cars. Even it could consider some further cuts as well. Now, just to give some more context, India unveiled a new EV policy back in March of 2024, where the import duty would be reduced to 15%, albeit if these companies come in and set up a manufacturing plant in India. Now, Tesla will of course enter via its showroom in Mumbai VKC, later sometime this year, and they've already signed a 5-year lease as well. So it'll be interesting to see if they decide to pursue this particular policy and take the lower import duty as well. According to this particular report, government has been, priming the industry to prepare for a lower tariff for these imports, and they see that, Tata Motors as well as Mahindra have mentioned that they've especially lobbied against lowering these kind of import duty taxes. Finally, just, on this new EV policy scheme, it ensures that foreign car makers will invest roughly 4,150 crores in India. In return, they will have to set up their manufacturing plant within 3 years of entering the country, and in that time the import duty will be reduced to 15%. So there is a lot of conditions to get this 15% import duty, and if so, if that does comes in place, it could be reduced to 0%. That's what US is hoping for.
Now, in the wake of sharp corrections, MK has come out with a list of stocks and potential winners from a valuation standpoint of view. What stocks are MK bullish on? Mahima is joining us to give us that list.
Right. So, very interesting note out by MK. What they're saying is that key to market recovery is earnings stability, and they expect FY26 forecast to be resilient going forward. Now, what they've done is they've given 2 screeners to pick stocks from this kind of market move. The first one is growth at reasonable price screening criteria, in which they've put down 5 different pointers. First one, the pick stocks where FY26 EPS growth is greater than FY25 EPS growth. The second criteria is 1-year forward PE. The PE ratio should be at a discount to 5-year averages. The third criteria is that the stocks have corrected over 35% from their 52-week high. The fourth criteria is that stocks with EPS CAGR of over FY22 to 24 should be greater than 12%, and overall FY26 ROE should be greater than 15%. And stocks which make it to this filter include Motherson Sumi Wiring, Adani Green Energy, JK Tyre as well as Bikaji Foods. Now, in terms of the second criteria that they're talking about is based on quality at a reasonable price. Now, for this screening, the criteria that they've mentioned is that the operating cash flow per EBITDA for FY26 should be greater than FY23 to 25 average. In terms of the positive free cash flow, that should be either in FY25 or FY26. The ROCE, that is your return on capital employed, should be consistently about 10% from FY23 to FY27. The working capital days for any particular counter should be less than 90. And in terms of the 1-year forward P, that should be less than 5-year average. So this is the same criteria that was there in the previous screener as well. And lastly, stocks should have corrected at least 35% from their 52-week high. And the stocks that make it through all of these 6 filters include Madhusumi Wiring, JK Tyre, Colgate Palm Olive and Kajaria Ceramics. So these are their top picks and the screeners that they've used to pick these top picks.